Alright, y'all, these are two ladies that need no introduction. They're two of my favorite people in the ecosystem. Sorry, everyone else. Okay. Taya DiCarlo and Marley Presswood. Alright, so what we're going to talk about today is agent referrals, something that I'm very passionate about. I know you all are as well. And I think it's a great way to grow your business and connect with people. I think it's a big thing with the ecosystem. And you guys told me a story before we came up here, so I'd love for you guys to share that about agent referrals.
Sure. I think quickly I'd like to tell a story about the referral that got me to give this referral to Marley. It did. It really did. Really quickly, raise your hand. Sorry, Carmen, I'm sitting up. I can't handle that. I'm not a sitter and talker. Hey, people. And I'm kind of feeling myself right now. So, So the first deal that I could actually say truthfully came from Instagram was this deal from a woman named Jessie, who I met at a mom's night out. One mom's night out with me left an impression. She started following me on Instagram, had nothing to do with real estate, and a year later I'm making mac and cheese for my kids. And I get a DM on Instagram, and it's this woman, Jessie, who says, "What do you think I could sell my fourplex for in Long Beach?" And I'm like, holy shit, stirring this. And I DM her back, and I'm like, well, let's talk. Let me get you a projected income analysis. She was, by the way, I also have a house in Los Angeles, California, and I already knew right then and there was a $2+ million listing. So right there's $3.6 million worth of business to be had. Fast forward to, it's the middle of COVID, and I show up to the listing appointment, have my mask on because it's like, May of 2020 in LA, okay, it's not like Texas. And I show up, and I ring the doorbell, and my phone buzzes. And it says, "Jessie wants to FaceTime with you." She's the owner of the house. So I'm like, hello? She goes, "Oh, here, I'm gonna open the door for you remotely." And I was like, okay, come on in. And I go and have a listing presentation with her via FaceTime. Fast forward to I end up selling that house for $2.3 million. I sell their fourplex for $1.5 million. I sell grandma's 2 income properties for a combined total of $3.2 million. Okay, guys, that's a great client right there, directly from Instagram. Okay? Thank you. And when I asked her, I said, listen, you know every realtor in town, like, why me? And she's like, well, I know this is going to sound really silly, but I watched Taya's 2 Cents, and I really trust you. And I said, wow. And she goes, by the way, now that I made all this money on this income property, do you know any agents in Charleston?
And she did.
And do I know one? And I only know Marley from Instagram. We have only met in real life as of tonight. We only know. So, lesson to be learned, and I'll put the mic down and I'll have a seat. But the lesson learned here is, if I wasn't out there creating content on a regular basis, and if Marley wasn't out there creating content on a regular basis, I wouldn't know who the hell she was. The client wouldn't know who I was. So these agent-to-agent referrals, I want you to think of them as not just agent referrals, but this is like Pandora's box of a level of business that is not yet anywhere reached, but you can have it if you put in the work consistently. This is Jane, and I'm done speaking. I'm going to do a little lean.
You're going to mute your mic now, like on Clubhouse.
I know.
So Marley, do you have anything to add to that? No. Marley,
as far as, so
yeah.
Tell me about the deal.
That deal? Well, it was great.
Let's
I met her on FaceTime. What do you want me to do?
I don't need to talk about the deal. She sold her house, she made money. It was great.
So it's a really great Airbnb now. She's got $1,000 a day on the Airbnb, and it's sold out for an entire year. So then you want the Airbnb in Charleston, let me know.
Legit. She's
So,
already paid for that.
I think the moral of the story with that though is Instagram, right? I know I like to do a little tactical on Instagram, Marley, on some of the things that you do, other than the tadpoles last year, to stay engaged with people on Instagram. And I know a lot of that goes at agent referrals, right? That's how you guys knew each other.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about Instagram and kind of how you do Instagram.
So I started on Instagram really not having any deals at all, just because I had deals. Can you not hear me? I can hear myself, so I assume I think the first time people realized it, I said, hey everyone, my name is Marley Presswood over here in Charleston, South Carolina. And that's how I started every video. So if you were in Charleston, South Carolina, I wanted you to be like, I know someone there. And I don't do it so much anymore, but people are like, oh my god, Marley from Charleston, South Carolina, why do you do that? Marley? We don't know you live here. I'm like, it's not for you, it's for agents. So that's how I started on social media, knowing that I wanted agent referrals. I live in a destination that people want to be in. We won #1 city in America 9 years in a row, so you know. California's cool and all that. South Carolina's where it's at.
I think I read that on your Instagram. What are some best practices that you all do to build your agent referral network?
Well, I'd like to start by saying 2019, I had 0 agent referrals. In 2019, 0. In 2020, I had 19 referrals from agents around the country. And in 2020 is when I started making my Taya's 2 cents videos. In March of 2020. It has not been that long, you guys. So every single week I started dropping those videos, and slowly but surely I started getting phone calls where agents, like I'll give you one example, in New York, she called me and she goes, hey Taya, I follow you on Instagram, and I don't know if you have time, but my sister is going to be buying a place for $2.3 million in LA all cash. Like, absolutely. So the tactic there was making those weekly videos, and I can actually tangibly say that it came from the videos because the year prior it was nothing, and now the momentum is being built, and I've done 47% of my business has come from agent referrals.
We also heard about your Taya's 2 cents today on stage, did we not? So
We
we
did.
know that they around the agent community. I love it.
Of the inspiration.
Marley, same question, right? So what would you say you build an agent network?
So I got the stalker route. I went on Where Money Moves and figured out where the money is moving and where are people coming from. And I went on Zillow and looked up agents in every single one of those towns and added agents over and over and over again. And instead of DMing you hey, my name's Marley, I give out 30% referrals for them for me. I just started liking their stuff and gave them oh my god, cute lipstick, great dress, love the market update, and just tried to build this authentic friendship with them. But it was also intentional. So I knew that, let's say Columbia, South Carolina, that everyone moves down to Charleston down there. And I started liking and engaging and just building this relationship with these people that they're going to remember who I am. And when those people do go down, or someone in their career is like, hey, is there a Charleston realtor? They immediately are like, I'm really passionate about this girl. She's so nice. She's connected. And then I kind of slide your DMs eventually.
What's the website that you use to stalk them?
So I use, what is it, US something, and then wheremoneymoves.com.
I'm going to copy that.
Yeah, wheremoneymoves.com is one of them, and then there's another dot something.
The census.gov.
Census.gov, yes.
Alright,
I spend a lot of
so
time on there.
we're talking a lot about you all receiving referrals, and I know you also give referrals, right? Like obviously that's part of the story for you. What can another agent do to wow you all? For you to send a referral to that, right? Because normally you see a referral posted on like fan clubs and certain groups on Facebook and things like that, right? Like, what could an agent do to wow you?
Be personable. Be a normal human being. And what I mean by that is, don't be cheesy and slide me your card and be like, thank me for all your referrals in, Banana City. I'm not going to remember that. But if somebody reaches out to me and we're having a great conversation.
Hey guys. I know it's late, but if you guys want to talk, you can go downstairs. I think we've said that once or twice. It's getting a little loud. So if you don't want to listen, then you should, because they both kill it with the agent referrals.
We can drink after.
We can take a drink.
We can take a shot after. You know what I mean? Come closer.
Yeah. So, sorry.
No, that's okay. Okay, so if you want to get referrals and you want people to think of you in your city, especially if you're in a destination city, obviously having a drip email is okay. Personally, I find it annoying. The people who come top of mind for me are the ones who engage with me, like Marley was saying. The ones who engage with me regularly on social media, and they're not just giving me some canned message, and we're actually engaging on a normal basis. And your city is in your
Yes.
Guys, Like when I wanted Charleston, I was like, I think Marley was Charleston, and I typed it into Instagram, she popped up first. So if you're in New York, you need to put New York Realtor. If you're in Houston, you know what I mean? Like all these things, like the things you can do to stand out is genuine engagement, just as you would with a regular pencil. It's no different engagement.
I'm also big on your state too, not just your city. We're not all so smart. We don't know where every single city is. So this is a city in your state.
City and city, and there's a lot of cities that are the same in other states.
Yeah.
I would say create content too.
I think maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Marley creates this content where she's constantly showing me beautiful cityscapes of Charleston. So when I think of Charleston, I think of her. Like with me, even if I'm posting a roller skating video, I'm out on the Strand at the beach. And I'm like, here we are in Manhattan Beach, you know, Los Angeles, California, Santa Monica, the beach cities, the beach, the beach, the beach. I'm shoving it down everybody's throat in a very subliminal, hopefully not obnoxious way. So wherever you are, come up with content where you're talking about your city all the time. It helps keep it top of mind for us.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't hurt. You guys both live in absolutely awesome places. What are some things that you guys would say you do once you actually have a client and you're working with somebody to keep the other agent involved and up to date with your
Oh
transaction?
my god, can I tell a horror story?
Tell first, right?
Listen, motherfuckers. If you're so lucky to get a listing referral from me, tell me you won the listing appointment. You don't have to give me the play-by-play, but there's nothing more distasteful and a bigger turnoff than me handing you it's one thing if it's a buyer, but if I'm giving you a listing referral, I hope you're really excited when you win it. And you won the appointment, and you're like, that's one, I already got it.
And you did. You got it.
But I gave a listing to someone, they got the listing and didn't tell me. And then I had to go on the MLS and find that they got it, listed it, and then they closed it and didn't tell me. Oh, is that wrong? Is that wrong? Okay. I won't mention any names, but I have to tell you guys, when that happened to me, I was like, God, am I gonna name this? Like, right now. So this sounds like common sense, but you guys, if you refer a deal or you're the recipient, like, you don't need, like, Marley didn't just, like, give me the play-by-play all the time. She just said, hey, we found the house, isn't this exciting? And I'm like, yeah, great. And then she told me when they closed. No big deal. So just, it's, my only unsolicited advice is to just, like, let the agent know. Don't be a dick.
She also approached me in that process. She's like, hey, it's Tia. And I'm like, I know who you are. And she's like, please don't be an asshole. Let me know. Like, let me know when you talk to her. I think you might talk to her tonight. And he told me a horror story. And I'm like, I promise you, I'll let you know what's happening.
All right.
It's not every referral is going to close. So just let them know, like, hey, just so you know, I got home with them. They're really excited. I'm getting introduced into my lender. And then just keep them updated every once in a while because they don't know. And they want to get to their clients are getting good help and they didn't recommend some shit.
Don't be an asshole. I got that. And pretty well today. Yeah. It's pretty simple, but I feel like it still needs to be said, so I appreciate that from both of you. Speaking of referrals and social media, where can people find you guys on Instagram to follow in Charleston, South Carolina?
Mine is things Marley does. It's not very realtor. Yes. This is something I do, so things Marley does.
Mine is just Taya DiCarlo. Taya DiCarlo. And it's Taya, not Taya, not Tanya, not Tara. Taya. T-A-Y-A. And then DiCarlo. D-I-C-A-R-L-O.
Alright, y'all. Marley Presswood and Taya DiCarlo.
Thank you, guys.